Naalala ko kasi nung bata pa ako, I had this urge no na magkaroon ng sarili kong shoe brand kasi nga we're not that fortunate nung bata. So the last time that I represented Philippines was dun sa World Championship that was held in South Africa. When it happened, yung na-reach mo na kasi yung goal na yun, ang next step ko, or ang question ko sa sarili ko, what's gonna be next? Kaya nga sabi ko, when time comes that I'm financially capable, and then I know the right connections, and then talagang tama na yung time, I'll start my own brand. Magandang araw. I'm Nice Kilantang. Ako nga pala yung CEO ng Kila and alila ng lahat ng tao dito sa kumpanya. And this is gonna be my BizStorya. Well, Nice Kilantang as a nice. I used to be a, so-called. I still cannot name myself, as a professional skateboarder, but if it can be tagged to my name. I used to be a skateboarder. I used to represent Philippines. And also, in terms of profession, I'm an electronics and communication engineer. My specialty is into cybersecurity. So pretty much highly technical yung background ko. Yung skateboarding side ko, yun yung breathing space ko. So whenever it's gonna be super stressful, super technical na yung mga bagay-bagay, yung breathing area ko is the skateboarding side. The brand itself came about when I technically quit yung dati kong sponsor. I used to ride for a very famous skateboarding brand, a shoe brand. It's a US-based brand. Then I quit. During that time, it was around 2017. It stuck into my mind na pagka I'm financially capable, I'll build my own shoe brand. So, timely, hindi ko naman sinasabi na sinadya akong mag-quit, but it's just timely, na nag-quit ako dun sa brand na yun. And I envisioned na, rather than I go and transfer to a different brand that they would be sponsoring me, it's just gonna be the same. I'll build my own brand. So doon nag-start si label. Of course, nung nagsisimula ako, kasi na-reach ko na eh. So, am I still gonna be pursuing? Nag-i-age na ako? Am I still gonna be competitive? Hindi rin kasi I'm aging, and sa skateboarding kasi you're pretty much gonna be competitive at around 30 years old. After 30 years old, then that's where the aches comes in. So I couldn't see myself being competitive after 30. I think that's where I shifted my focus into doing my professional work. And then along the line, during the skateboarding stint, this is very important dun sa mga siguro na naglalaro ng skateboarding. You develop a business mindset sa pag-skateboard. I didn't develop my business mindset sa corporate world, but sa paglalaro ng skateboard. We started a shop, an online shop, back 2017. Latter part ng 2017 to 2018, we started the shoe brand. And then nagkaroon kami ng maliit na store sa Makati, and then lumaki na siya ng lumaki. Yun, it slowly shifted into manufacturing nung nag-decide kami during the pandemic that it's the time na tayo na yung gagawa ng shoes natin. I think that's always gonna be a mystery, Even I, until now, whenever I would try to look back in terms of how did we fund it, saan ba nanggaling yung pera? Of course, gaya nga nung nasabi ko earlier, me and my wife, probably yung wife ko, she medyo maayos yung family nila or financially yung family nila. But for my side, we haven't have that luxury na mayaman yung parents ko. So very humble yung parents ko. Humble beginning. Siguro yung mga earnings na napanalunan ko, na naipon ko, then yung trabaho ko, then yung consulting ko, halo-halo eh. Talagang whenever you want to start something, you'll find a way to raise that initial capital. Also, gonna be positioned in sooner or later in your business venture. You're not gonna be positioned in a way that you're gonna be in debt dahil magsisimula ka ng negosyo galing sa utang. Siguro yun yung mindset ko that time eh. Kung tatanungin mo kung saan nanggaling yung initial capital and how much, even I didn't know initially from the start. Kasi hindi ko rin alam kung paano ko na nailabas yung ganong kalaking pera. Initially, ang biggest challenge namin is the designs, no? Like what I've said, I do not have any background pagdating sa shoemaking, but since technical ako, since I'm an engineer, I can craft yung process. The biggest problem kasi on people that are very technical, they're not artistic. we're not artistic. Yung maganda sa akin is not really maganda para sa mga tao. Kasi nga, what I always do is, gumagana naman yan eh. Why do I need to make it beautiful? Why do I need to make it, comfortable? Yun siguro yung yun sa initial stages ng design. Other things is yung process. Kasi syempre on papers, when you draft a process, mukha siyang gagana. Lagi nga nilang sinasabi on corporate, anything that you put into a PowerPoint is working, but it's really different on the field. Kasi there's factors like people, process, and technology. Those three needs to marry. Yun yung kailangan talagang balance for it to work. So those are the initial challenges when we were starting. And also, yung marketing side of things. Kasi again, I'm a very technical guy. I'm not a marketing person. Initial talaga challenge namin yun. Kasi nga, gaya ng babalikan natin, yung maganda sa akin, baduy pala sa ibang tao. Yung okay sa akin, ang pangit pala sa ibang tao. So I need to probably balance everything in a way that sometimes I need to lower my ego. I need to lower my, kasi parang when you start a brand, parang, akin yan eh. So who are you to tell me what am I going to do with my brand? So it's a learning process, no. You need to basically tone it down kasi nga nagiging subjective yung mindset mo. And ang ending nun, pagdating sa balance sheet, you're basically losing more money than selling products. I think what makes it unique, no, and what really triggers me to pursue yung sariling brand and then to manufacture it is yun nga, yung going back when I was young, I used to play lots of time playing basketball. And pag nagba-basketball ako, ang gamit ko leather shoes. Hindi ako nahihiya na sabihin yun, but lumalaban ako ng inter-barangay dati na naka-leather shoes. Yun yung mga times na pag nananalo kayo sa inter-barangay, siopaw lang yung bibigay ng coach nyo. Siopaw and then coke, okay na yun. So, ang nakakatawa kasi, whenever I tell this story to my wife and to my kid, yung meron kaming helper sa bahay before. So, medyo tumaas-taas na yung antas ng pamumuhay namin kasi may helper na kami sa bahay. But, my parents kasi, heavily invested sa education namin. So lahat ng kinikita nung parents ko, talagang binabato nila sa education. Imagine, you can consider kung saan kami nakatira before. I'm not sure kung correct yung term na gagamitin ko or tama yung excuse. Siguro I'll make an excuse for this or hihingi akong pasensya. Parang squatters area yung tinitirahan namin dati. But we are studying in an exclusive school. Ganong level. So, heavily invested yung parents ko sa education namin. Kaya, siguro lahat nung kinikita nila doon napupunta. Tapos, yun nga, yung helper namin sa bahay, may rubber shoes. So, every liga, ate, pwede pa yung sapatos mo. ganun yung, kumbaga, ganun yung nag-trigger sa akin kaya nga sabi ko, when time comes that I'm financially capable, and then I know the right connections, and then talagang tama na yung time, I'll start my own brand. And then, yun yung phase 1 to start my own brand. The second phase is for us to really make our own brand. Kasi when you are starting your own brand, one of the biggest challenges is control doon sa output na gagawin ng manufacturer mo. So, halimbawa, yung design, ito, yung lumabas, ito. So, ang hirap minsan, meron kaming manufacturer dati nung nagsisimula pa lang kami. Around 500 pairs. Hindi nasunod yung design namin. So, ano yung gagawin ko dun sa 500 pairs? Hindi na siya pwedeng ibalik. Kasi, I think this is one of the things, pagdating sa t-shirt business or sa garments business, it's very different pagdating sa sapatos. Sa garments kasi, at least, pagka hindi okay, you can scratch it. Diba? Pwedeng gawing ibang... Sa sapatos kasi, once you cut the leather, once you cut the suede, there's no turning back. And it's very expensive. Ang ratio ng cost ng sapatos papunta sa shirts is almost 15 shirts to 1 shoe. Ganun ang ratio niya. So it's a very costly, lalo na pag nagkamali ka. Very, very particular nung nag-start na kami ng manufacturing that we really need the right people and then the right process dun sa company. For social media, since I think all of us and lahat naman ng business ngayon are gearing towards social media, especially nung nag-pandemic. Pandemic was a double-edged sword kung how do I explain it to my peers, It has a good side and it has a bad side. The good side of it, yung mga businesses that had adapt sa social media, sa e-commerce, were the one actually profited very, very big during the pandemic. So in short, for us, we have yung initial stages ng business was heavily focused sa online. Majority of our business, especially dun sa retail side namin during pandemic, came in from the online business. Kaya we're trying to create something, halimbawa a advertisement or a reels. We really wanted to understand kung paano siya makaka-penetrate sa market. Kasi we have our own market Kumbaga, yung market na na-establish namin, like for example, for the action sports market sa Philippines, we're the only skateboarding shoe brand na locally made, 100%. So, wala kaming competitor, basically. So, captured namin yung market na yun, but we use social media or e-commerce and any online platforms to capture yung bigger market, which is, like until now, we haven't perfected. Pero we're really, really gearing towards social media and e-commerce. For other locations, you mean countries, we actually expanded. So we had a remote store sa Canada and Dubai, but both of those stores closed na already. We tried it, but kumbaga yung brand itself, hindi pa siya matured for it to be explored doon sa market na yun. That's why medyo bumalik kami ng strategy. So gaya nga ng sinasabi ko sa team, before we venture into other products, other line of business, let's focus muna dun sa core. Then once ma-perfect na natin talaga yung niche natin, that's the time magdadagdag tayo ng other businesses. Ang naging mindset ko kasi and learnings ko, no, both of this manufacturing business and then yung cybersecurity consulting namin is you need to be just focused on one thing. And then when you put in another business, it should be attached dun sa core business mo. Kasi kung totally different business, I think I've learned my lesson very hard, no, sa business na ito. I'm not a restaurant owner type business. Pero nagtayo kami ng nauso nakiuso. Nagtayo kami ng parisan. So, we shut it down a month from operating it. Why did we shut down? Food poisoning. So hindi, kumbaga, hindi ko alam kung paano siya patakbuhin. Ang alam ko lang kumain. So, hindi ko siya porte. And kaya, very malayo siya sa technology, very malayo siya sa manufacturing. Dahil nga lang nauso, we wanted to try, baka mag-click din. But it's a big mistake pala. So for advice, first, you really need to find your niche. Whether it will be your passion, whether it's gonna be your iniiwasan na bagay, you just really need to find your niche. And then when you find your niche, just go. Mahirap kasi yung may regrets ka eh. Kasi nga, tayong mga Pilipino, no, we've been brainwashed for how many generations, no? For you to be a very good son, daughter, no, nanay and tata, you need to have a very good job. That's not true, no? Meron akong mga kakilala na hindi naman sila nakapagtapos, pero they're really there. Nandun sila sa taas. Meron akong mga kakilala na simula bata kami hanggang tumanda kami, talagang nasa honors. Pero they're not fortunate at this moment. So kung, yun nga, lagi nila sinasabi, kung hindi natin susubukan, hindi natin malalaman kung ano yung nandun sa next stage. So when you find that niche, at huwag kayong makiuso, kasi hindi lahat magkiklik sa inyo, hindi lahat mag-work sa inyo. You just need to find a niche. For example, no, lahat gusto nila magbenta ng t-shirt. So, ilan kayong nagbebenta ng t-shirt sa mga kaibigan niyo? For example, 10 kayo magkakaibigan. Lahat kayo gusto magbenta ng t-shirt. You have the same network. So, yung network na bebentahan niyo, automatically, populated nyo na agad na 10. Ikaw, yung pang-10, ang naisip mo, magbe-business ako, pero magtitinda ako ng mangga. Who do you think dun sa 10 yung mas magiging successful? Of course, yung nagtitinda ng mangga. Kasi mas madali niyang mapepenetrate yung market kesa all of you guys are selling t-shirts. But I'm not saying na huwag kayong magbenta ng t-shirt, no? yung analogy lang. Yung analogy. Well, business really changed my life, no? Personally, mentally, and basically emotionally. I've been shift 360 degrees. Personally, of course, some of my friends are not my friends anymore. Emotionally, sometimes I can just confront people and then tell them that, hey, you need to go. You're not performing. You need to understand we're running a business, and even though if you're my friend, you're not performing, then you need to go. It really changed me a lot, but I'm hoping it's for the good side, not for the bad side, no? When you run a business kasi, it's not gonna be you. It's never gonna be you, no? It's never gonna be the business owners. Kumbaga hindi ikaw yung bida dito. You will serve your people at the end of the day. For you to be able to be a good business person is you serve your employees. It's not your employees serving you. Ganun yung Ganun yung naging mindset ko. And, you will be challenged when you do business. Sometimes, business is good. Marami tayong kaibigan. If the business is bad, nawawala yung mga kaibigan. You need to be very strong, not physically but mind. You need to be very strong pagdating sa mindset natin. If you really need to decide, then you decide. There's no hesitation. Okay, we're here sa production area namin dito sa manufacturing sa Pila. Lahat nung sapatos na ginagawa natin, dito nagsisimula yun. After the design stage, no? Ito yung production process. So the production process starts here sa cutting ng mga leathers, ng fabrics, ng suedes. So this is a CNC. So they call it a digital vibrating cutter. So it's a vibrating knife that cuts fabrics and leathers. So, very accurate to, especially pag manufacturing ng madaming pairs ng sapatos. So, hindi na yung kukuha ka ng like traditional way of doing things, kukuha ng gunting, magugupit ka ng leather, magdo-drawing ka. Ito yung gumagawa ng cutting, and this is what we call a vibrating CNC cutter. So, after cutting, once ready na and fully cut na lahat ng mga leathers, fabrics, suedes, dito naman yung next step. So this is the assembly area ng upper. Upper consists of two parts or two teams, no? The sewers and then the upper makers. So dito ina-assemble yung mga sapatos from piece by piece to a shoe, parang ganito. Yan. So ganito yung magiging output after the cutting, then the sewing, then the assembly. Now dito naman tayo dun sa third step. Ito naman yung start ng pag-merge ng upper papunta sa sole nila or sa swelas. Tinatawag na shoe lasting. So, shoe last to. Lahat nung inassemble na sapatos doon sa assembly area natin, pupunta naman siya sa third step niya. I-merge yung upper papunta dun sa shoe mold. So, tawag dito, molde ng sapatos. Ilalagay dito yung mga upper para makuha niya yung molde ng sapatos. Tapos, dadalhin siya dito. So, lalagyan siya ng mga glue. I-glue siya. Then, dadalhin siya dito para i-stretch. So, yung molde ang magre-retain nung pattern ng sapatos para makuha niya yung mold nito pagka nilagay siya. Then, after that, dadalhin siya sa shoe assembly. Yan. And then, i-merge naman yung sole at saka yung upper. Alright, so yung fourth step, after i-attach yung sole at saka yung upper, ganito yung magiging itsura ng sapatos. Yan. So, naka-attach yung upper and then yung sole. And then, ito, dinadaan to sa oven. So, dadalhin to dun sa oven, ilalagay dun for a few minutes para mag-bind yung resin and then yung glue, tapos makuha yung form ng molde. After that, ida-drying na siya. Usually, the drying happens, nilalagay lang siya dito for a next numbers of hours. Usually, next day mo makukuha yung sapatos bago hugutin itong molde ng sapatos. Medyo short yung process namin kasi it's a combination na ng human at saka combination ng machine. Kaya mas mabilis yung process. As what you can see, we started from this design way back 2021. 2020-2021, kung di ako nagkakamali sa dates or years. Kung titingnan nyo, sobrang layo na nung innovation na nagawa ng team. Now, ganito na yung itsura ng mga sapatos. So if you see, also this is 100% made in the Philippines. Materials also is 100% made in the Philippines. So wala tayong currently na ini-import outside Philippines. The reason why very important sa amin yung support ng kapwa natin Pinoy kasi we really wanted to grow yung sneaker community sa Philippines na 100% made in the Philippines. Yan. Tapos of course you will see, ito yung mga ibang ginagawa namin or yung mga past na nagawa namin. We also have, like this one, our riding shoes. So, kung familiar kayo sa mga vloggers na nag-ride, some of them are actually using our shoes. Very particular sa outdoor, they also use our shoes. And even I, since nagmumotor din ako, I usually use this one pagka gamit ko yung bike ko. Yan. Again, this is 100% made in the Philippines. And we also have some other brands no, na naka-work namin. Like for example, of course, High Minds. It's there kay yung sa kaibigan natin na sila Omar and Dana. So hello again. I'm inviting each and everyone no, to purchase and avail yung shoes namin. You can find it in SM South Mall. You can also go here in Binyan sa manufacturing namin. You can directly buy here, no? Direkta sa source. You can just buy it here. You can also see us in e-commerce, Lazmall. Just search Label Shoes PH. And Shopee Mall, also search Label Shoes PH. And then TikTok, again, Label Shoes PH. You can also go to our website and Facebook pages to basically get or cop the shoes. And we also OEM, no? So kung gusto mong gumawa ng sarili mong brand ng shoes, bags, we also cater it. We will provide a turnkey solution sa inyo from design to production so that your focus is more on selling na lang. So the design is free. Part ng services namin, we will design for you, and then you'll just pay for the materials, labor, and the manufacturing itself. Tangkilikin natin yung mga gawang Pinoy kasi at the end of the day, yung mga maliliit na entrepreneur, yung mga backyard business na it would not exist kung hindi natin sila susuportahan.